adventure, an unusual and exciting, typically hazardous experience or activity. This is Holcomb Creek, Big Bear, California, an epic adventure.
Good morning. Today, we're at Big Bear. We're going to do Holcomb Creek, 3 and 93. To me, I would say this is probably the hardest trail in the mountain range, as it has the hardest required lines. It's basically consists of 5 rock gardens and several other little optional obstacles, a couple required in there. All in all, it's a good way to spend a day if you're looking for a trail to go out with your friends. Beautiful trail, great trail. It used to be better back in the day, back when it was covered forest, but, well, people just can't stop starting fires. We are heading down the trail right now, so why don't you sit back, stay tuned for this video.
As with all great stories, this starts in the beginning, and that beginning is 1860, when William F. Holcomb was up hunting bears and stumbled across a softball-sized gold nugget laying in the creek. Once the word got out there was gold in the hills, this quickly became the greatest concentration of claims in Southern California. For today's trail, we're going to air down to about 10 psi because we need every bit of traction we're going to get on these large rocks. But on the way there, enjoy the beautiful views of Holcomb Creek, and then it won't take long, and we're going to be in the rocks. For today's adventures, we're with the SoCal Jeep Junkies, and, well, this is going to be an interesting day, as the group is a mixed range of experience and capability. Not far after crossing the creek, you're going to come to the first Gatekeeper. Typically, this is a hard obstacle, and the best line is almost always going wide and avoiding the rock on the driver's side. Sometimes it does change as the rocks do move around, but today, it's definitely one of the easier days on this obstacle. If you're afraid of scratching rims, this is probably not the best trail for you. And just like that, the group made it through the Gatekeeper without even breaking a sweat. From here, we're going to drive through the forests, and it's one of the better parts of the drive of this trail. You'll see lots of different things from running water, waterfalls, and also the chair of the Jeep Gods, which is off on the right. Now, there is a few more rock gardens ahead of us, so we don't want to get our hopes up too quick. That's going to be an easy day. As we pass the Jeep God's chair, we do a quick prayer, and we keep on moving. Even though the rocks are absolutely amazing on this trail, don't forget to stop and take in the beautiful scenery, as some of the scenery on this trail is probably the best in the mountain range. Well, we're making quick work of the trail. We're already at the 206X rock garden. That means not much farther, we're going to be at the center rock garden, and that's where things are going to get interesting. With a known presence, the center rock garden is going to offer us a major challenge. The group is paused in anticipation of what's going to be probably the hardest part of their day.
The scariest part of Holcomb Creek is the center rock garden. You could take 206X and bypass it, but it's one of those obstacles. If you're going to do the trail, you got to do it, and it is hard. The rocks are big, 3 feet around, water. I mean, it's easily, to me, the hardest trail in Big Bear, over Matino required lines, over dishpan required lines. I mean, people, it gets crazy sometimes. Well, the group is going in. There's 2 lines. You got a right, which is the hard, and the left, which is the easier. And there isn't much difference between hard and easier right now, so you just got to do what your vehicle can do. Highly recommend getting your tires up very high on that rock on the left and just using gravity to help pull you up some of those obstacles. We're moving. Let's see what happens.
So the reason this is the hardest obstacle on the mountain range is because this is also a creek crossing. These boulders are soaking wet and covered in mud, making it just impossible to get good traction. This is that one spot where low tire pressure is going to be absolutely critical to get up and through the trail, as even though your tires are soaking wet, you want them to wrap around and get that tire deformation that's going to give you the ultimate traction you're going to need.
Look at us! Turn the wheel! Turn the wheel!
Barry was able to make it to the trail and make it look easy, but that's not how the rest of the group is going to do.
Alright, keep it passing her hard. Straight. Should be.
As the two-door was able to get through the rocks, the group's confidence was growing quickly. But there's something you should know about two doors and rocks is they usually do way better than everything else. So, well, things are going to change.
Keep going straight. It's fine. Keep going straight. Alright, turn hard now. Keep it turned. All the way.
If you've done this trail before, you're probably wondering why are we turning right in the middle of the rock garden? And that is because during this year's storms, a large boulder has come off the side of the trail and is now blocking the far left line, which was the easiest line. So this rock garden has definitely taken a bump up in difficulty and, well, maybe a little more fun. But with that said, it's starting to cause havoc on all the four doors.
Gas you a little bit, you're hitting that line.
You're at the back up. You're off too far off the line.
And like that, the winch is out, first time today. To properly winch in rocks like this, it's important to know two things. One, how much power it takes for your Jeep to move forward, and two, how much pull your winch is going to give when under load. And what you want to do is you want to almost synchronize those two speeds so that your vehicle is moving, but with the least amount of resistance. Next up, we have Suzanne take on the trail with Michael Spodner.
I know. Alright, hard passing her forward. Can you back up, drive. Back up.
Suzanne has found herself in a spot that only a four-door can fit and not get out of. Having a reliable winch is probably one of the most important tools of a Jeep. I am a very big fan of only two brands, Super Winch and Warren. The quick answer to why I only run those two winches is simple. They are reliable and they work every time. That is the most important thing you need when you're needing a winch.
Go ahead, give it gas and hard passenger.
Now that we've figured out the issue with the winch, time to get her winching. Now, just notice that the winch cable is pulling, but the Jeep is not moving. What we're doing is we're dragging our anchor towards her, so we're going to have to reposition the Jeep in front of her, get it more secure, and winch again.
Alright. Straight tires. Now let me get the winch off.
Now that Suzanne's cleared, time to get the rest of the group moving.
Consistent. There you go. Straight. Keep going straight. Keep going straight.
I don't know who did what to that cow, but it's not happy.
4 passengers. Oh, I got it. Give it that turn. Give it that turn. Yeah. 4 passengers. There you go.
Running tail end Charlie today is Michael Davidson. He's running a 2-door JK, and well, gonna see how he does.
Dude, just bring it forward, turn if you have to. Turn it, go ahead and turn it. Back up a little bit.
What's given Michael some problems is the fact his rock sliders hang down low, therefore they're getting caught up on everything.
Well, you know, straighten your wheel. Alright, hard towards me. Hard towards me. Hard towards me. Alright, you're gonna come forward hard passenger again, okay?
Not yet.
Not yet though.
Just adding one small little rock made a world of difference, and the group is ready to move on.
Right there.
As the group pushes off to the west, we have to endure several more obstacles, including large hill climbs and some more rock gardens. The hill climbs are no joke, as they are very steep and can get the heart pumping. But it's important not to forget that this is a beautiful trail with some amazing scenery, so make sure you stop, take in the scenery, especially in the west half, as there are some amazing things that you just have to look a little bit farther off the trail to see. After a nice relaxing stop, taking in the scenery, we're going to go just around the corner to this next little play area. This area used to be a yellow post site back in the 90s and early 2000s. Now the yellow post site's gone, but could probably be the only spot that's legal to camp on this trail, as it's far enough away from every water source.
Gentle, cowboy. Go ahead.
If you're starting to recognize some of these rigs, this is because some of this group is the group that was in front of us on John Bull Gold Mountain just the day before. I'm a firm believer of taking photos in amazing places that build memories for a lifetime. Well, this is one of those places that's worth doing if you have front locker and a narrow front bumper.
Funniest.
YouTube to Instagram. Glad you get a bumper scratch coming back down. Get out! No. Gotta get out, that's half the battle.
Yeah.
No, I want to get out. I just want to take it.
Let's party break on and...
No one said it felt good inside the Jeep after getting on these rocks.
You're only like 35 degrees.
As the group continues to the west, we get to drive through some more beautiful forest, but first, we got a couple washouts to contend with, and then the final rock garden. The first washout has made a lot of progress in the right way, and that is they came out and filled in the trail, so it's no longer scary. But the second washout, on the other hand, it's one of those spots, a little bit of momentum, it's going to be your best friend. The west Gatekeeper on Holcomb Creek is notorious, and also is one of the harder obstacles on the mountain range. This is way harder than John Bull Gatekeeper, and well, you're often going to see people winching because it's just big rocks, lots of water, and it's easy to get high-centered or even brake on this obstacle. Once starting the West Gatekeeper, you're going to have about 100 yards of large rocks and boulders. As you near 3 and 16, the boulders just get larger and larger and can grow up to 3 to 4 or maybe 5 feet round that you somehow have to get over. There is no winch points, so you want to have your best in the front and allow them to winch others behind.
I got attention the whole thing.
With the trailhead sign in plain sight, we know we're near the end of this trail, but we still have a lot of vehicles on the rocks, so we have to get them off first. With Michael taking up tail end, we see him working through the rocks and working his way out. This has been a great day, and one of the best trails. Off-roading with the SoCal Jeep Junkies was an absolute pleasure. I really enjoyed the wheeling with them, a friendly group of people. Definitely would love to wheel with them again going forward. Well, it's time to get moving. Be safe. I hope to see you on the trail.